Hi, this is Anjanae Unique, and today we are doing a soft glam look with two different lip options. So let's get into it. First things first, I'm starting off with concealer. This is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and I'm like obsessed. This has become like my holy grail concealer as of late. It's so full coverage and it just gives, okay? I highlighted under my eyes. I'm doing my forehead, down the bridge of my nose. Of course, we're going to highlight the cupid's bow, the chin, and for balance, I'm going to also highlight the sides of my mouth. And I am going to dry down the concealer with a little fan to give a more full coverage look. Going right in with my damp beauty blender, I'm taking my sponge and just blending out all of that concealer that was placed. And the placement of the product is key also. And when you blending it out, you want to mostly keep it in the place that you blending it in, because we put the highlighter in all the areas where light would naturally reflect. So you kind of want to keep it in that spot, but just make it a seamless transition from your concealer to your foundation. Here I'm just blending my concealer under the eyes upward because I love for it to have like a lifted, sculpted look. Like I want my eyes to be like fierce and like a feline. I'm always gonna preach that because I just think it looks the best, especially for my face shape. So if you have almond eyes like me, make sure you blend your concealer under the eyes in the like slanted upward motion, and also blend out like your temple area so that it's not like a harsh transition. Moving on to the forehead and nose area. Again, you want to blend it out but keep the product where you placed it, because if you were to like spread your highlighter concealer across your forehead, it's going to make your forehead look a lot larger than it actually is. And girl, my forehead is already big and I'm not trying to do that. So yeah, make sure you blend it out but keep it blended in the spot that you placed it, if that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense. But yeah, take your time. Do not rush your makeup. Time to contour. We are using the Fenty Beauty Matchsticks in the shade Espresso. Placing that on the cheekbones, the jawline, because we want to give it a nice sculpted look. And also, contouring helps to bring the dimension back to your face after adding concealer. We're going to place that down the sides of the nose, as well as we're going to push it up into like the eyebrow area. On the tip of my nose, I do a little circular motion. And yeah, this is going to bring dimension back to our face after highlighting with the concealer and give us color, okay? So here I am just blending my life away. I try to blend out the jawline first because sometimes I be forgetting to blend that, and I be walking around with a streak of contour on my face. That is not cute. Yeah, try not to forget to blend out your jawline, girl, because that be me sometimes. Now I'm taking a smaller brush to blend out my nose contour. And again, you want to blend that into like the eyebrow area so it's a nice seamless transition. Using my fingers to blend out the concealer down the middle of my nose. And yeah. It is time to set our concealer. I'm using the Sacha Buttercup powder. I love this powder. This is like the GOAT, okay? It is a nice yellowy tint, so it's not too bright. Although I do like using a brighter powder sometimes, but of course we love options. So I'm taking like a smaller fluffy brush and going in with the Sacha Buttercup powder and setting the areas where I placed the lighter concealer first, and making sure that that is set in place. Anything you put down that is cream, you must set with a powder. Today, this is my powder of choice, and I highly recommend this for women of color. Again, that is the Sacha Buttercup powder, but everything will be listed in the description box. I'm also going to add more powder under the eyes with a powder puff for baking, and you'll kind of see that in the next clip. Moving on to bronzer. This is the Fenty Beauty Stalk'r bronzer. And again, we're just adding more warmth and color to our skin. And this is just gives you like a glow. I'm also using this bronzer as setting powder for the contour area. So this is like multi-purpose, multifunctional. Let's move on to the eyes. Right now I am taking an eyeshadow base by P. Louise and just placing that all over. And this is just going to create a blank canvas for our eyeshadow, and it also helps the eyeshadows perform better as far as color payoff. This is the Juvia's Place Warrior 2 palette. It is a matte palette with neutral tones, perfect for creating a nice soft glam look. Right now I'm going in with the shade that is marked with an X as my transition shade. I am placing that just above the crease and slightly into the crease using windshield wiper motions, and this is going to just help me blend this out and make a smooth transition, hence the name transition shade, from one shade to a deeper shade. Now I'm going in with an even deeper shade, and I'm focusing this in the crease specifically as well as the outer V area. I am using a fluffy brush that is a little bit more narrow so I can get it precisely in the area that I would like, and I'm just concentrating that shade in the crease area to build up a more subtly smoky look. And I will just continue to build up that color. The blending process usually takes, some time, but it's all worth it in the end because everything just comes together seamlessly and flawlessly. So while you're blending, just be sure to take your time with it. Keep building up that color. Now I'm adding some more eyeshadow base just to the lid because I'm going to be putting a lighter eyeshadow on the lids, and I want that color to be, as vibrant as I can get it. And I'm taking it on my finger and just placing it in the spot that I put the eyeshadow base on so that the eyeshadow can, perform its best and be as bright as it needs to be. And yeah, just taking that and packing it onto the lid, and I will be using a fluffy blending brush to blend the lighter shade into the darker shade, or the darker shade into the lighter shade. So again, it'll be a smooth transition, and you'll see that in just a few moments. I forgot to mention that this instance is also shows a good example of why an eyeshadow base is needed. Because imagine if I had just went in with that lighter shade without adding the base to my eyelids again, it wouldn't be as vibrant as it is. It wouldn't pop as much as it is, and it just wouldn't give as much as it's giving. So yeah, make sure you invest in a good eyeshadow base. Here you'll see me blending the darker shade into the lighter shade so that it is a nice smooth gradient effect. Okay, we don't want it to go from dark to light without it transitioning smoothly. So yeah, now I'm adding the lightest color in the palette just to the inner corners to give a brightening effect in the inner corner. And yeah, that's pretty much going to sum up the eyeshadow portion of this video. We're getting ready to move on to like the finishing touches and wrapping this look up. Next step is going to be adding our winged eyeliner. I'm using this one by Elf, and I'm just drawing on a slightly dramatic but not too dramatic winged liner. And you just have to be very precise with this and have a steady hand. And this also comes with practice. One of my biggest tips for doing eyeliner is to just not overthink it. I used to overthink doing the wing eyeliner so bad, and it would always turn out not looking how it's supposed to because I was just in my head. So you really just have to go in with a light hand, draw a line from the corner, and then drag it back across the top. And then you can just fill in the blanks. I feel like I could do like more of a detailed video on this, or in my next video I'll get like a close-up shot so you can really see what I'm doing here. So off camera I applied my eyelashes and mascara. Now I'm going back in with the e.l.f. eyeliner, and I'm just putting my beauty mark bag because it got covered up with concealer and foundation. And we are moving on to blush. This is a blush by e.l.f. It's called Always Spicy, and I love how subtle this blush is. So it's like there but barely there, and it's just a nice light wash of like a dusty pink. And yeah, I think it helps tie the look together. Moving on to the lips, I'm lining my lips with a brown liner by Charlotte Tilbury, and I will have the products listed in the description, of course, and blending it in. Now moving on to the actual lip product. This is Fenty Beauty Slip Shine in the shade Makeout Break. Just adding that on, blending it in, and I love this and how pale it is. Now I'm going back in with the Charlotte Tilbury liner just so that it blends well. And that pretty much sums up the first look. I think it is so soft and feminine and just very pretty. I love the color of the eyelids and the lip color. I feel like they pair very well together. Everything is just nice and smooth, and I'm here for it. What do you think? Okay, now here's the second option. So I'm going to take a cotton pad and just wipe off that nude color. And I probably should have moisturized my lips again before I tried the next color, but it's cool. It would be best to moisturize it again. So I'm using the lip liner called Night Moth by MAC, and I'm just taking it and lining the perimeter of my lips. And because this lip liner is so pigmented, I'm trying to take my time with it so that it is like precisely where it needs to be before I started blending it together by rubbing my lips together like how I'm doing here. I wanted to make sure the placement was right. Now let's spice things up with a red lipstick. This one is called Ruby Woo by MAC. This is the greatest of all time red lipstick, if you ask me. I've been wearing this one like since high school, and I love it. I will say that your lips need to be exfoliated if you're going to wear Ruby Woo, and you should also moisturize your lips before wearing them too. But yeah, I just love how vibrant this is. Okay, let's be extra extra and add some red accessories. These earrings I got off AliExpress, and I feel like the earrings just add an extra little razzle dazzle, and it makes it like super elegant, like if you're going to like a black tie event. I don't know, what do you think? It's a tough choice. Are you team nude or team red? Let me know in the comments which one you prefer. Hope you enjoyed this video and learned something. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch y'all in my next one. I love you guys. Bye.